We've been running a European program for quite a long time now. So working in partnership, of course, with other friends and colleagues that we meet along the way. Our first program we did in around 1999 or 2000, and this carried on all the way through to today. So our current Creative Europe program is called Contested Desires, and it came about, I guess, as a result of us leaving the European Union here in the UK, as a result of the hostile environment that was being established by our new government, and as a result of the Windrush scandal here. We were thinking in the ways in which we felt ourselves to be European, and one of the ways that we felt ourselves to be European was that we shared a colonial history. So the impact of colonialism on culture was something we were feeling in the UK, but friends and colleagues abroad were also feeling it in other parts of Europe. So we put out a call for others who might be interested in joining us on a program which examined the impact of our colonial histories on culture today, had a fantastic response, applied to the Creative Europe program, and we are now running a program with partners in Spain, Portugal, Italy, Barbados, and Cyprus. Contested Desires is a 2-year program that works with artists and with heritage professionals. It includes residencies, so the artists travel and spend time with our other partners, 3 at a time, so there is a kind of collaboration between international artists. They produce work which is then shown at a local level, and the entire program of work will finish in Cyprus in a festival in a small village in the mountains of Polystipos, with one of our partners called Sarkis. It's been presented under the capacity building strand of the Creative Europe program, which has been really, really useful for the artists, the heritage workers, and the organizations. So preceding any of the artistic work, we have a capacity building program that has a different focus in each country, when all of the artists and all of the partners come together to take part in it. So when we were in Portugal, which was just before lockdown, we were able to bring everyone together to examine really the broad idea of colonialism and genealogy. When it came to the UK, by then we had to move to a digital program, and the program then looked at the impact of colonialism on how we define our nation states. So the crafting of our nations through this history that we have. As we move to Barcelona early in the new year, we'll be looking at gender and working with a feminist organization who's one of our partners, Labon, in Barcelona. They will be running that program for us. So the benefits of Creative Europe are for us huge. I mean, it's such an integral part of our program and has been for many years. It's hard to kind of unpick it from what it is that we do. I mean, for us, it's been a springboard for us working on an international level. It's enabled us to build networks and to build partnerships in the way that perhaps we wouldn't have done before. It's enabled us to enter into projects on a level playing field, so that all of us have an equal value in what we do. We might not do the same things, but we recognize the value in each other. For us, it's helped us to work into networks. So we are members of a number of international networks that I don't think we would have accessed without the Creative Europe program. And it's also gained us a greater understanding about how other nations work, which has in turn led to projects which have been at a local level, but in another country. There are benefits to the wider sector with the Creative Europe program. There are benefits from a strategic and governmental level in terms of what might now be described as the soft power value of the work that we do in the UK, not a term that I would personally choose to use myself. Perhaps cultural diplomacy is a better term. And the role that we have to play in promoting our country and our artists abroad. It also, at an artist level, it helps artists to generate new work somewhere else. So again, maybe not by funding through the Creative Europe program, but it opens up markets to them internationally to pursue their work. So many artists we've worked with for the first time on Creative Europe program have gone on then to do other international projects, not necessarily funded by Creative Europe. Equally, by bringing people to the UK, so by bringing our partners to the UK, we are introducing the UK market to others who might not otherwise have access to see it. So people through programs that we've done have then gone on to work with some of our artists and some of our curators and professionals that, again, they wouldn't have had access to that market previously. it's quite hard to bring to mind individual moments because there are so many. The moments that stick with us are those moments of shared humanity where you have worked on something really hard with somebody else, some other organization in some other corner of Europe where you didn't really understand what was going on, but you've learned to understand how to do it. And you've managed in some way to make something really magical happen, and it's at the end, and there's that particular look that passes between you that says, my God, we've done it, how did we manage that? And those moments, those shared moments are the things that it's part the reason why you do it. To get to those moments, you've had to have had that journey, you had to have had that learning, you had to have gone through hurdles, and you had to have overcome difficulties. But when you get to that moment in that place that's not so familiar to you, that is now familiar to you, it's a wonderful feeling. For us, having been through the Creative Europe program, that market is now there for us. And what we have to now try and do is to keep it going, and to keep it going either through trying to become a third country partner on the programs that we're currently developing, or working in some other way with our friends and colleagues. At D6, we did open up a sister NGO in the EU, so we could continue our practice. So I guess that's directly come as a result of Creative Europe, to help our international working. It's a little bit hard, as I say, at this moment in time to understand what the impact's going to be of not having Creative Europe and of not having the relationship within the EU that we have become used to having. I guess we feel quite lucky that we've had this experience, whereas others coming up behind us will not have that access, and will be much harder for them to make the relationships and the connections that we've been able to make.